Welcome to Creative Cooking. Today we're going to take some fresh ingredients and make a delicious frittata. We're going to start off with the potatoes. And what we have here is a small non-stick saute pan. We're going to heat that olive oil up. And then we're going to add some potatoes. We have 2 medium-sized potatoes that have been cut into about 1/2 inch cubes, 3/4 inch cubes. And we want to coat them completely with the oil. Okay, so you don't need a lot, but you need enough. And then we're going to add my proprietary Cajun seasoning mix, which is something that I use very often, especially for making these types of potatoes, or otherwise known as home fries. Okay, and you want to give the pan a flip or stir them around a little bit so they get evenly coated. We want them to absorb that deliciousness and cover it, because we want them to steam up a little bit inside, as you can see. That'll trap the heat, and they'll cook a lot faster that way. Then you give them another mix, and you check them. If they're not done yet, put the cover back on for another couple of minutes or so, again trapping some of that heat, and that'll finish them off for you. Now bear in mind, you can make these potatoes to go with just about anything, not just breakfast. Sometimes I'll make these to go with steak, sometimes chicken, even fish. You'd be surprised. Anyway, check them when they get nice and crispy like that, and they're nice and soft in the center. You are done. Okay? Time to eat, right? No, not yet. Put those aside. This next part goes quickly, so preheat your oven at 350. All right, because it'll take about that long to preheat. And we're going to take a cast iron skillet. This is the best way to make this, but if you don't have a cast iron skillet, use anything that has an oven-safe handle, and you'll be fine. We've got a 1/2 onion here. We're going to saute that up real quick. You can use a whole onion, but I had a 1/2 onion in the refrigerator, and I figured I'd use that one, and it's enough considering what's going in. Now we'll add the chorizo. That's a Portuguese brand sausage that I like so much, but if you can't find it, use the Spanish style chorizo. Basically has the same flavor profile, just a different texture, because the chorizo is dried more. It's smoked and dried longer. Then we're going to add some green bell pepper. That's a 1/2 of a green bell pepper. Okay, we just want to stir that around. And something to keep in mind is that the green bell peppers take longer to cook than the red bell pepper, so we're not going to put that in just yet. We're just going to stir this around a bit, all right, and then we're going to cover it for about a minute, just to give the green bell pepper a head start. At the end of that time, go ahead and add your red. All right, this way here they'll both have basically the same texture when this is all done. So stir it around a little bit, recover it to allow for cooking. That steam just works wonders when you do things like this. And once you've checked your peppers for doneness, because that's your marker, go ahead and add the potatoes back into the mix. And at this point, everything is already cooked. All you need to do is distribute those potatoes around and make sure everything is pretty even, because we don't want, more or less on one side. Then we'll take 8 large eggs, beat them really well, and just pour that over the entire mix. Okay? Oh yeah, just enough. You can adjust depending on the size of your eggs. You might use 7, you might use 9. Again, you have to play this by ear, and that's pretty much how I cook. So the quantities I'm giving you are just more for your benefit. When I cook like this, I just eyeball the quantities. Anyway, getting back to this, you just want to make sure everything's even, push down on anything that's sticking out too much. And then we're going to put a cover back on this pan because we want those eggs to start setting up. And the cooking process is a 2-step process. First, we allow the eggs to get almost cooked, but not 100%. So this is cooking over low heat, by the way. And then we're going to add some cheese on top. And while it's optional, I highly recommend it. And that's 1 cup of cheddar cheese, a nice sharp cheddar. And we want to distribute that evenly over the top and then put it in the oven for as long as it takes for the eggs to set, which could be anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes or more. But you'll know, because when you pull it out, it will have puffed up, sort of like a marshmallow or a souffle, and the center will be firm. And that, my friends, is all you really have to do. So to serve it, you want to cut it into wedges. I mean, you could flip this over on a plate. I have a nice big plate that I use for flipping, but today I just figured I'd cut it here. And I'm using the pie knife, if that's what you want to call it, as a template for cutting. So this came out excellent, and I hope you give it a try. And I hope you come back each week for more great videos made for people who like to cook. Until then, bon appetit.